Hi, I'm Janine Hammond, Manager of Resident Support Services here at Shell Point. I'm here today with two of our residents to talk about a support group that they lead. I'd like to introduce Jim and Judy Mayer.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
So you lead one of the support groups here at Shell Point, the GriefShare group.
We do. Twice a year, we do this, and it's 13 weeks long.
I don't want people to be scared by 13 weeks because it could seem like a long time. However, we encourage people to attend at least 3 sessions, and then if they feel that it's not for them, they can drop out. That's fine. But we feel as though it takes a little while to get a comfort level for what the group is doing and its purpose, and those 3 weeks really are sufficient to make a decision, and most people then choose to stay.
Everyone grieves loss when they lose a loved one. But what's different about getting involved with the GriefShare program and the GriefShare group is that you have the support of many other people.
That's right.
And you could tell as little or as much as you want. You control how much you give to the group. The people that really share their emotion are the people that make the best progress.
And I can see why you would recommend that people come at least 3 times before really making a determination as to whether or not the group is a good fit for them, because grief is very personal and private
Everybody
for
is
a lot
unique.
of people. And so it might take you some time until you feel that comfort level to really share.
Yeah.
And many people feel that they're doing just fine and they don't need the group. But the people that have felt that and then later tried it have said, oh my, it's such a difference. When I have attended GriefShare, I have felt like I heard things that I worried were not normal. I have felt not normal since the day my loved one got sick. And now I know that I'm just on schedule.
What a wonderful sense to be able to leave people with and when they come to the group and feel that connection and support.
I think they feel more like themselves and stronger for having done the work. And you know, around here, people will come to a person who's worked through and want to know how it was. And you're equipping yourself as well as doing your grieving.
So the program really allows people to go at their own pace.
That's right.
To deal with things as they're comfortable and able.
Some people go through it twice because they were so grieved at the time that it started, and then by 13 weeks they weren't already finished, and they do it again, and they get even different things out of it later, more theoretical things than the heavy emotion. But this is not a crying session necessarily. People do cry. It's allowed. We encourage it. But this isn't what, some men don't want to go because they didn't want to hear all those sad stories. But it's not like that. Our best people sometimes are men who have let themselves feel and participate.
So if someone wants to get involved in the program, do they have to wait for the beginning of a session, of a 13-week session? How do they go about getting involved?
Well, there's 2 ways. One is they could call us at, we live in Genonia, and our phone number is 454-3139. They could call us, or they could call the church office, and Jan would be glad to help them at the church and sign them up. There is a $15 charge for the workbook, and that covers that expense, but there's no charge for the class itself, so we're just covering the cost of the book. but either the church or us, and we'll be glad to get people signed up for it.
Who would you suggest would benefit most from the program, or when does somebody get involved?
3 months is sort of something I think of, just to get over the initial shock, and you feel like the ground is starting to be steady under your feet. Going too early can be harder, but as soon as that original shock is over, all the way till we've had people who have not grieved something from the past, and it opens up a whole new world to them, and they realize they've been sort of depressed for years. And it's neat to see new life come out of old pain.
Sometimes a recent grief brings up past grief that was never properly dealt with. And it is accumulation, a mountain that is almost too difficult to bear. And the benefits of then working it through and talking about it are huge.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then it will run for?
It'll run for 13 weeks starting September 7th through, I think it's December 7th actually, but it's Thursday afternoon from 1:15 to about 3 o'clock in the Manatee Room here on the island.
Well, thank you so much for coming today to share with us information about the GriefShare program, the GriefShare group, and what you do. And thank you most importantly for what you do, for the caring, the compassion that you take your time to put into
Glad to
all
be
of
a
It's
part of it.
actually a blessing to us.
Yes.
And that's what makes you the perfect fit for it. Absolutely, absolutely.